Welcome everyone to Fresh Flower Productions. This is Brian. I'm glad to have you back, returning subscribers. Hello, buddy. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope I entertain you. Today's reading is a general reading for the zodiac sign of Capricorn. It's next in the series actually because for some reason or another, my most recent Capricorn video has gotten the most views, the most watch time. I don't really understand it because obviously Leo Virgo cusps are the best and Leos are a close second. And I guess Capricorn's pretty good. I'm kidding. Capricorns are awesome. I run into a lot of them in my journey and have run into a lot of them. Interesting characters, Capricorns. Headstrong, pretty typical for an earth sign. Can be slow moving at times, but Capricorn is one of the more fiery earth signs. They have traits in common with the Leos, the Sagittarians, and the Arians. Look at that sweet special boy. This is Buddy. He's mentally challenged, but he's a good kid. Doesn't really pay much attention to the tarot table in general, but whenever I do a reading, he likes to get up here and be seen. He's a star. He must be a Leo or part Leo. The camera loves me, that's what I always say, and I'm pretty sure he feels the same way. All right. I do have a new tarot deck, the Wild Unknown. I'm excited. I've retired the Witch's Tarot, and now these readings in my custom pyramid layout will be the Angel Tarot deck at the foundation for your foundation stones. This is a pyramid. Your heart stones will now be the Wild Unknown. And your mind stones will be the Cosmic Tarot. And this has not changed. Your capstone will be a Archangel Raphael Healing Oracle card to finish off the reading, because no matter how crappy the reading might be and messages that you might get that you don't want to hear, we always end things on a positive note here at Fresh Love Productions. If you'd like to donate, there is a link to my Cash App and my PayPal in the description box below, and that's all I care to say about money. I do free personal readings, I accept donations, but that's really the extent of it. Hope you're all doing well during this special lockdown edition of Capricorn General Reading. Now this is crazy. I stock shelves part-time at Publix. The aisle where paper towels and toilet tissue and tissues and paper products in general are sold has been completely wiped out. Well, the shelves are empty, like 80 to 85%, I would say. Down at the end of that aisle, there are some other things that, paper plates and plasticware and that kind of stuff that are still there. But man, never seen anything quite like this. And I'm new to the part-time grocery store game, but it's been really kind of nuts to see the measures that have been taken, and people are just beside themselves with fear. And it's like, just take a moment to examine the statistics. You have plenty of medical doctors on YouTube, and if you look up the statistics on your own without even having to ask an expert, more people die from flu every year than have ever died from the coronavirus. The main preventive measures, I'm not sure which one of those words is correct grammatically, but it's like the masks everybody's wearing. There's a large swath of the population that think those masks are protecting you from getting coronavirus. They're not. According to the research that I've done, those masks would be preventing you in large part from spreading the virus if you had it. But a surgical mask is not going to protect you from getting the virus. I mean, there's a funny Facebook meme that I saw recently. And special shout out to some very special Capricorns that I can remember. Nikita or Kimberly, I'm not sure which she prefers. Ijuana, and I've run into so many Capricorns lately. Lauren, Dawn, Capricorns in my life are all over the freaking place, just like Taurians. And anyway, I derailed mentally. I forgot what I was saying. Anyway, I think I was saying something about, the mass panic being up because of the pandemic. When you are afraid of something, and fear takes many forms, certain hormones are released into your bloodstream that actually weaken your immune system. So you are more likely to get sick if you're afraid of getting sick. I always encourage everyone, please do your own research. Don't accept anything that I say as fact simply because I said it. Although, if I said it, there's a 90% chance that it's correct. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Anyway, I hope everybody is finding a way to have a good time in the midst of all of this lunacy. The grocery stores, I remember I was talking about the grocery stores a moment ago. It's kind of crazy with the masks and 6 feet apart, and I've been researching Stoicism quite a bit, and I've been watching all this happen in my mind as if I'm just watching a movie, and it's not like I'm a super integral part of what's going on, and I try to, as best I can, detach myself emotionally from what I'm seeing. But it's been fairly comical. There are so many different viruses, diseases, bacterial infections, illnesses, just that can get you at any time. And because the news or word of mouth or social media or whatever it is encouraging everybody, stay safe out there. Like, well, listen, if you keep your home clean, if you wash your hands, if you eat a good diet and take care of yourself and work out, you're doing pretty much everything that you can do to eliminate susceptibility to things like this. I even heard Joe Rogan on his podcast earlier suggest that if you contracted the coronavirus, or the Rona, I think the kids are calling it, that exercising during that time that you're sick will, boost your ability to overcome it. But I think that's just in general. If you take care of your mind, your body, and your spirit, if you take care of your trinity as best you can, and keep fear and doubt far from your mind, you'll be fine no matter what the rest of the world is panicking about. I think that's the point that I was trying to make. And with that being said, because I love me some me and I love to hear me talk, I'm going to go ahead and flip over your cards, except for your capstone, of course, because we always say that for the last, and see what your pyramid is talking about here. Capricorns, I have had a couple of false starts here recently, and make sure we're still recording, and it looks like, yes, we are. I've done several readings over the past couple of weeks. I've only posted a couple of them because a few of them have turned off in the middle of the reading due to not enough storage space on the phone, and I've been so pissed. My most recent Leo reading, I recorded 4 times before I actually posted it because I was being less intelligent than I'm prone to being. And the video apparently cut off halfway through the reading, but I did 15 minutes after the cutoff, so it's maddening. Anyway, I'm really trying to get away from talking about me all the time. It's easier said than done. Capricorns, what is up with all these upside down cards? Reversals are not my favorite things, but we'll see what they have to say. Basically, your foundation stones at the bottom, your heart stones in the second layer, your mind stones, the third, and then your capstone. So, your foundation, the 4 of fire, contentment, peace, and abundance. A happy home life, the successful completion of a project. So, congratulations if you stuck with it and got something done. Not atypical for Capricorns, sticklers for detail. The moon, Archangel Haniel, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. Important psychic insights, events behind the scenes, release fears that hold you back. We were just talking about not letting fear and doubt put you into a corner. Nobody puts baby in a corner. And I'll randomly quote awesome movies throughout my readings. So just special side note, if you are the sign for which you're tuning in to see, and you'd like a shout out in the beginning of the video, I'm starting to develop lists of people that I've connected with, and I love to say, hey, my buddy Kane is Gemini, my buddy Elliot's a Leo, my mom is a Pisces. So if you'd like your name shouted out by this guy with 2 thumbs right here, leave a comment and I'll be sure to do that. I always think that's cool. And obviously that's why I'm doing it. I'm sorry. 5 of air going on with your foundation. An unwise choice. Learn what you can from the situation. Review everyone's motives. And finishing up your foundation stones, the 8 of water, or 8 of cups as you might know it in traditional tarot decks. A desire to move on. The search for something more meaningful. Spiritual and emotional growth. So, I'm an intuitive reader. If you've ever seen my videos before, you'll know I said this 100 times, and I'll say it 100 more, and then 1,000 more, and 1,000,000 more. I'm an intuitive reader. I don't much set by the textbook definitions of each card. I look at the connection of the cards in my design, and I tell you what I'm getting to tell you, and that's how it goes here. So, before tying too much into your foundation, we're going to move on to your heart stones and your mind stones. Tell you what all of them are, and then we're going to, draw some circles here, because it's all about circles. Circle. Happy Gilmore. Anybody? Very good. All good things. So your heart stones, King of Pentacles in reverse. The Fool card in reverse. I think I see where this is going. The Magician in reverse. Oh, Capricorns, you goats. But I'm going to move on to your mind stones really quick. But before I do, I'm going to say this. Your heart stones, the way they're set up, the Magician, the Fool, and the King of Pentacles in reverse, there's some heart aching going on with you goats. And I wanted to say this because you're supposed to pay compliments to other signs and people and stuff. GOAT, which is your symbol as a Capricorn, is an acronym for greatest of all time. I wanted to tell you that, and I think I mentioned it earlier. My most recent Capricorn video has had over, I believe, 150 views, which is a record for me and my channel, and general readings in my channel. It had more viewing time, another record for general readings in my channel. And I was I'm going to be honest with the Capricorns. I was a little bit butthurt because Leo Virgo cussed. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. Look, Leos are just the best, but they're the divine children of the zodiac, and so yeah, if you take attention away from us, we don't like it. But the fact is, the numbers don't lie. Numbers never lie. I hope you're familiar with numerology. If you're not, please look up numerology for dummies or beginning numerology or just whatever on YouTube and get acquainted with that, because numerology, astrotheology is the highest science on this planet. And numerology is a close second. And then there's something that you can also research about yourself, know thyself. Look up human design. And I think I'm going to butcher this guy's name, but it was Ra-Uru-Hu or Ra-Uhu-Uru. This guy basically took astrology and numerology and combined it into the most intricate way of studying yourself, your design, who you are, and connecting with the center of your being that I've seen thus far. Some sites you can get your reports done for free, but some sites, of course, just like everything else, you have to pay for it. But there's plenty of ways to get around that. For instance, if you're interested about learning your most, intrinsic behavior motivations, I'm really, give me just a second here. If you're really interested in knowing yourself, my recommendation, if you were asking for it, I would tell you, learn your natal chart, learn your human design, learn astrology, learn numerology, learn as much about yourself as you possibly can, because let's say it like this. Buddy here, he's not the brightest kitten in the caboodle. But the more you know about Buddy, the better you're able to take care of him. And he has unique needs that other normal cats, like Walter, who's twice his size and doesn't have his mental problems, but he's still kind of an asshole. But the more that you know Buddy, the better you're able to take care of Buddy. The more you know yourself, the better you're able to take care of yourself. And taking care of self, it's one of my favorite things that I've ever said, and I've carried it with me for a long time. If you don't take care of yourself, how are you supposed to take care of anybody else? There's one thing I know about Capricorns and Leos and Taurians and all the signs in their own way. You have an intrinsic motivation and urge to take care of others, specifically the people that you love and that you care about. And the further along your spiritual path that you advance, the more you realize, I want to take care of everybody, as many people as I possibly can. Well, if you don't do you, you can't do them. And I hope that didn't sound too dirty, but it was still kind of funny. Anyway, for God's sake, we'll move on to your mind stones and then tie it all together and wrap it up here, because I could literally talk for the rest of the night. In your mind, the Prince of Swords in reverse. More reversals. The Fool in reverse. Now, the Fool in reverse in your mind is directly above the Fool in reverse in your heart. Some of you all, Capricorns, this is not surprising to me before I move on to your last mind stone, which is very interesting. Anyway, some of you Capricorns out there, your heart has told you to look at things from a different perspective. Your mind has told you to see things from a different perspective. You are refusing. Why? If you've got your heart and your mind in sync telling you the same thing, I can't give you any better advice than to say, hey, if your mind and your heart are in agreement, submit. Go with whatever it is that your mind and your heart in conjunction are telling you to do. There is nothing else. There is nothing else. Now, your other mind stone is the Princess of Pentacles upright. Now, typically, Court cards represent people in our lives. So you've got the Prince of Swords over here. Some of you Capricorns on your mind, you have an air sign son and a earth sign daughter. You're upside down about your Gemini sun. Some of you guys, I mean, air signs. Doesn't have to be an air sign, but Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Also in your mind is your daughter. Doesn't have to be, but Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. I'm getting Virgo daughter, and I'm getting Gemini sun, and I hope that applies to some of you guys, and that this helps you. What's puzzling to me is the message that I'm getting here is that you're not in tune with your own ability to create your reality. You know that you can do it, but you're blocking yourself. And I'm really sorry to see that, because I know what that's about. I got the t-shirts from 10 years ago. Directly below your earth sign daughter is your earth sign husband or lover or romantic significant other, whatever you want to call it, but it's in reverse. Your heart is completely upside down. I've never done a reading in which all three heart stones, I don't think, were reversed. Your heart is upside down. I'm feeling a lot of pain, Capricorns, for some of you guys. I want you to know, if you're watching it, if you're watching this video and you've made it this far into the video, I want you to know, because this is just for you, I'm feeling your pain right now. I'm empathic just like you. And when these cards come out and I connect to you guys, I'm feeling what you're feeling to an extent, to a degree. Law of polarity, it's all degrees. This is intense. And the last Capricorn reading I did was really intense, and I guess that's what was most popular. Let me get back down to your foundation for a second. Contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. What that's making me feel like, just make sure the video's still okay. What that's making me feel like is that either right now, despite whatever's going on in your head and your heart, either right now you're at a place of feeling like you have enough savings, you have a home, you have your bills caught up, you have your animals with plenty of food in the cabinet, you have your family with plenty of food in the cabinet. Everything is fine, and you could last for a while if that's what you needed to do. But you've also got some other cards down here. The moon, important psychic insights. Listen to your intuition at all times over yourself, and you can tell the difference. I know that you can. I can feel it. Events behind the scenes. You guys and gals, you analyze, much like Taurians, you analyze every detail of every possible outcome of every possible scenario that you may enter into. So I'm not worried about you keeping an eye on what's going on behind the scenes, because most of y'all, I know that you feel what's going on behind the scenes. You don't need to look. You don't need to look back there behind the curtain. Release fears that hold you back. I'm feeling that pretty strongly. And with the rest of your reading, you're worried. Your heart stones and mind stones, that's 6 cards. 5 out of the 6 are in reverse. You have a lot of worry right now. Meditate, put your bare feet on the ground, put your eyeballs on the sun. Look up sun gazing and grounding if you don't know what I'm talking about. But put your bare feet on the ground, especially if you have Native American blood somewhere in your lineage. Even if you're not sure that you do, but you think you might, put your bare feet on the ground, put your eyeballs in the sun, and put on some binaural beats or something, and do some breathing exercises, and just connect to Mother Earth. Half of your brain's magnetic, the other half is electric. M-E, me, Mother Earth. Let's get it together, people. And I'm doing as much as I can of that, which is why I'm able to recommend that to you, because I'm trying to get back in tune with Mama, Mother Earth. 5 of Air or 5 of Swords, an unwise choice. Learn what you can from the situation. Review everyone's motives. Some of you all, yes, have been taken advantage of greatly. You made some unwise decisions. I mean, what else is new? You're living the human experience. You're going to make an unwise choice from time to time. This is what we do. The most important sentence of those three to me is learn what you can from the situation. I'm almost to a point now where I'm looking forward to my mistakes because I see it as a learning opportunity. Don't be upset with yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Be grateful that you've been given an opportunity to level up. A desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. I don't think I need to expound upon that. Your heart and your mind are upside down, except for some of you, this is telling me that your earth sign daughter, I'm feeling Virgo, but it might be Capricorn. I mean, we're in a Capricorn reading. Of course, it could be a Taurian because they're every freaking where. No disrespect, earth signs, I'm half Virgo. And my Mercury's in Virgo, so not like anybody's paying that much attention to this channel where they're going to leave me. Like, I want to grow to the point where I'm getting angry comments because people can't help but tune in because clearly I'm the best tarot reader in the history of tarot cards. And a gift to you all. I really do have such a good time with this. I'd really love it if I got to a point where I was doing at least one general reading a day, because sometimes doing these general readings, even just general readings, it's the highlight of my day. Again, overall message, what I'm feeling, the Fool is not only appearing in reverse twice, but directly above itself in my layout. And the message that I'm getting to send to you is to stop being so gall darn stubborn. Change your perspective. You will never not benefit, I hate using double negatives, but you will never not benefit from changing your perspective, or at least entertaining a different perspective. You might not like what you see, but guess what? Looking at it from a different perspective doesn't mean you have to subscribe to whatever that new perspective is. All it means is that you're getting more information. You're harvesting more information to help you with your decision. The Magician upside down, your Heartstone, and somebody has really, really turned you upside down, and you've given them the power to do that. That's why the King of Pentacles is upside down here in reverse. The Magician upside down. Some of y'all, it's you. Your heart is unsure about your ability to make the kind of magic that you know that you have the power to do, and that you know that you need to do. I'm reminded of Bruce Almighty. Morgan Freeman as God told Jim Carrey as Bruce, you want to see a miracle? Be the miracle. Look into yourself, look into your heart, realize the power that you have, and let's go 180 degrees in the other direction. I don't know whose who's so worried about their sun. The Prince of Swords in reverse, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in reverse means, in my layout, this means that they're on your mind and you're worried about them. I'm being told, relax. He's a smart kid. He's going to be fine. The best guidance that you can give a youngling is not to tell them how to be. It's to show them how you are. So that's what I got for your general reading. Capricorns, as some readers like to say, we're going to reveal your capstone, increased energy. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for filling me with the unlimited energy of divine love and light. Raphael is the man, son, or the woman, angels are androgynous. It's fine. We don't have to brag about who the best archangel is. Obviously, it's a tie. Michael and Raphael are the two best. And they clearly like me a whole lot more than they like y'all, because I'm a Leo Virgo cusp. Capricorns, If you don't know who your archangel is, I would urge you to research that because it's fascinating. Increased energy. And this has been an absolute pleasure during this lockdown edition of Fresh Level Productions General Tarot Readings. And this card indicates that your energy or the energy of the individual you're inquiring about is increasing as a result of recent positive changes. This is your validation to continue upon your present path. Energy levels are vital to health and healing, and Archangel Raphael can help you increase vitality, strength, and motivation. All you need to do is ask. Possible specific meanings: energy healing work can be helpful for this situation. Investigate whether too many electromagnetic frequencies are bombarding your home or office, adversely affecting you or other people's health. Please research orgonite or orgone, O-R-G-O-N-E. Pardon me. Call upon Archangel Michael to cut any etheric cords that could be draining your energy or vitality, and he'll do so. Eat a high energy diet and avoid energy draining foods or beverages. Now, I would like to remind you, as this is something I'm becoming increasingly more confident with, there are arguments to be made in so many different directions about what's actually happening here. What I would say on this level is that if you need healing, ask Raphael. Pray to the Archangel Raphael, ask him for healing. He is the God who heals, I believe is what his name translates to. If you need strength, Michael is the God who is strong. That sounds good. I think Michael actually is he who is like God, but all of the archangels have their different niches or niches, whatever. But if you believe in that sort of thing, angels and archangels, they don't affect the free will. So if you need their help, ask them for it, and then believe that they're going to do it. And that goes on so many different levels as to how everything works here. But the most important thing that you can do is believe. There are things that you're worried about. Believe that they're going to be okay, and be grateful that in a future timeline they already are okay, and we're just waiting to get there and see it. I listen to a lot of The Creative Mind by Ernest Shirtliff Holmes, and all of the different Law of Attraction, Abraham Hicks, and all the rest of those people that tell you, basically they're all saying the same thing. Be grateful that you've already gotten what you're asking for, and then just keep focused on that. The more you focus on fear, doubt, worry, anxiety, all these negative things, that's how you're going to look at stuff. Happiness is a choice, is a quote that came from somebody wiser than myself. But it's absolutely true. You choose how you feel. And I think that's the ultimate mission that a lot of us are getting to at this point is, I want to be at a point, and this is my goal, where I am in complete control of how I feel. Because even if you were in a Vietnamese prison camp, Meet the Parents, Ben Stiller, for 18 months, if you chose to be happy, then that was what your world was. I would imagine it's tough being tortured by Vietnamese soldiers, but nobody has control over your mind but you. And I think that's the point that I was trying to get to. Anyway, if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.